Hey guys, how are you? This is Lisa Tedder, also called TedderBearStamping. Excited to have you. Hey Gail. Hey Jan. Glad to see you both. Jan, I'm wondering what time of day is it for you? Because you keep saying good morning, so I'm assuming it's morning time. I was just curious. Okay, so for today, we are going to make this beautiful card that uses the reflection technique with the Party Puffins. And let me show you that stamp set. Let's see if I can tilt it so it doesn't get light all over. But these are so cute. So I just wanted to do something with them. I did our team meeting with these and made cards with them. 6 a.m. My goodness. So so I wanted to be able to use it and show you guys something. And I have been wanting to do the reflection with this guy here for weeks, and I finally sat down and did it. So that's what we're doing today. So, wow, Jen, you get up way, way early. Yes, I assumed it was tomorrow because you are on the other side of the world. So that means that we are a day apart. So that's kind of cool. So, all right, so let's get started. We're going to have a piece of balmy blue that's 8.5 by 5.5. And I wanted to show you a different way to score it or get it to be scored. And oh my gosh, 4 a.m. What is wrong with you, girl? Do your cats wake you up? 4 a.m. is way early. So you just line up the edges and then you use your bone folder and just crease it. And so that's another way of doing your card. So I'm going to put that aside for now. Then we have two of the basic blacks that are 5.25 by 4. A strip for our sentiment. Nothing, no, you don't have to really measure it. And then two whites that are 5 by 3.75. And I forgot to get a piece of paper to put down underneath because we will be sponging. So hold on one second. Okay, so we're going to bring in our white cardstock and we are going to stamp our guy. You need your silicone mat and your stamp set. Let's see, we need that. And we need memento. I know you have 2 and you were trying to get 3 cats, Jan, and they weren't liking your new one, so you gave up. 4 a.m. Yeah, see, this is why I keep my cat out at night because I know he's a kitty and he would be all over me and trying to bug the dog that's sleeping with me. So that I need my sleep. So, all right, so I'm going to stamp it off over here first, and then I'm going to stamp it on here. And I am doing the reflection first. So once you have it onto you can barely see it, you turn it upside down and you lay it onto your white cardstock and then just press it. And this gives you the reflection. You could have them looking at each other and do the same thing, but just have it up, going the other way. And then you have the exact image, just like a mirror image. Well, this is a mirror image too. Oh, that came out great. Okay, so now we have that. And now we're going to bring in him again. And we're going to put him on top. You need to get one of those automatic feeders. That's what my son has for the cats. And his don't bug him as much because he's got those. All right, so I'm going to line it up so it's really close to that foot and stamp him. So now they are a mirror image. Let me clean this off so I don't stick anything on top. You got to have hope in your heart for cats. That's all I can say, because otherwise they would drive you nuts if you weren't a cat person. Luckily, I am. All right, so I am using the Post-it removable labeling tape, and this is, I put it as a link in the description. So if you want to go and buy it, it's there. So I always put it on my pants first and then pull it off, just so that most of the sticky will come off. So now I'm hoping, because I don't have a grid sheet in front of me, that I can get this straight. Otherwise the ice is going to be having a hill, but I'm hoping not. So you want to get this between the two. All right, let me close my ink pad. And then we're going to bring in our balmy blue. And I'm going to squeeze it so that the top of this pad hits the ink pad. So when we open it up, we have a little well of color. And then I am going to bring in my, whoop, that's the wrong brush. Where did I put the other one? I might have to use this one. No, I thought I had it. Oh, here it is. Okay, phew. So I want the big brush and I need to get it wet. So I'm going to squeeze it until it gets down into the brush. Have a paper towel handy just to be on the safe side. Okay. And it still went through, but that's okay. So it does look like it's going downhill, but we're going to go with it. So I'm going to add just a tiny bit of water because I want it to be lighter. And you got to be careful because you don't want to get your cardstock too wet, because then it will start to pill. But that's it for you just go right over him. And all right, so I'm cleaning off my brush so I can stick it back. And then I'm going to take this off. And hopefully this will stick because I got that pretty wet. But I want to put it towards the bottom. All right, it will stick to this. And then I use that same labeling tape to make a mask of this guy. So you just cut it out after you stamp him on your tape, and then you use this. Let me round off these toes. The toes we found out yesterday are a little long. His toenails need to be cut. It's my fault. All right, so we just want to line this up and make sure he's covered. All right, now we're going to come in with our blending brushes and the ink pad again. But this time we're going to use the real ink, the top ink. And I'm going to go ahead and wipe a little bit off, and then I'm going to go around. And for some reason, sometimes you get little splotches in your paper that something like your fingers or something grabbed onto it, so it's a little bit more resistant to ink. But you just keep going until you get it nice and dark, because you want it darker than you want the bottom. You do not want to not cover this, because then he'll be blue inside and it will look silly. And then you'd have to cut one to put there. This is no cutting on this one. We're not as lucky on the next one, on the next card. Let me get a little bit more towards the bottom, and I think I got it. Okay. You know, I always talk about my stamps and my artwork as real things. Oh, see, and I tore a little bit of that. Oh, well. Oh, no. It's because it was wet. All right, we're gonna go back over it with the ink. It was really wet. So our ice has some cracks in it. All right, so we're going to take off this mask. All right. Okay, so the trick to doing this is to make the bottom part look more subtle. So the ones that I used on the top are the dark pumpkin pie and the dark, excuse me, pale papaya. So those two are for up here. So I'm going to do those first. And then his webbed feet. Does it look awful having that paper torn just a tad bit? Well, I could always stick my sentiment there. Instead of on the top, I can put it at the bottom, but then I'll knock off some of him. We'll see. All right, so then for the inside, because I wanted to use the light papaya and the light pumpkin pie. Let's see. Yes. So the light papaya goes here. And the light pumpkin pie, good. I'm glad you don't notice it very much. So now they just look a little bit more muted. So they don't look as dark and it looks shinier. All right, so then we're going to go over the bottom with Wink of Stella. Let me make sure I'm getting the right one because I have two out and one is brand new and one is not. Okay. All right. And then you just go across so it gives a shimmer for the ice. I'm trying to figure out a way to do my videos where I can toggle between the my computer video screen and the one that I'm using now. That would be nice because then I could say hi to you guys and really you can see me. All right, so we're going to get out our little strip that I have and we're going to have it say happy birthday. And that's going to be in black also. Where did I put the black? Oh, Gail, I think of you every single time that I lose something. Hey, Dottie. You're going to love this. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and stamp happy birthday. And then I'm going to take my scissors and just cut a tag here. I like this. This is kind of grown on me. I used to not do it this way. I used to always tag them, but I really like this. So should I put it down here to cover up my boo-boo or keep it up here? I'm going to let you girls decide while I put dimensionals on. Dimensionals. Come on, I need help. Tell me which way I should go. Bottom or top? I'll hold it there again before I go to place it and see if you guys can help me. And hopefully I am not lagging because I turned everything off on my computer. All right, so we have this here or up here. I still like it up here, even I just don't like that. But I think I'm going to have to put it here because of that torn. Oh, that upsets me. Nope, we're going to do it up here. Okay. Oh, hey, Mary, I didn't see you come in. All right. So, yeah, I don't like that. But what can you do? I don't want to start all over. Okay, so I'm going to bring in my black. And these are the regular dimensions that you would normally use. And I am going to be running out of tape. I've been creating all day. But I have my other one ready. that's not quite even. Ah. Oh, good. I didn't push it down. Okay. That's better. Phew. All right, so then this is going to go on the front of our balmy blue. It's getting there. I wish this was like a two-way. That would be really fun to see you guys, like I do for my team meetings. All right. Thank you guys for putting in your viewpoints on that. I really appreciate it. And now I'm going to put in the diamonds at the top because I thought it looked, and I'm looking for my thing that I've been using all day. Nope. So I'm just going to use my scissors because I can't find it right this second. So let's put some up here because I think this looks icy. And then one big one up here. So let's look at the other one because this one looks better. All right. Then I am going to do the inside and using the other white, I'm going to bring this in and my cake. So my cat's in here again, but he's sleeping. So we'll see if he continues to sleep, even though the door is closed. Because last week he decided he was going to have a fit because he wanted to leave. Oh, good. I didn't know if I could do that. All right. Then I'm going to use the Balmy Blue blends because that's the colors we're using. Now the trick, whoops, wrong side. Thank you, Jan. I appreciate it. The trick to this is if you want it to get darker, you just come back and do it again. So I do want it to be darker, so I'll be coming back. All right, and then the bottom is the cake plate is gonna have both. So you'll see that it's harder to notice the two it's a slight subtle difference because they aren't that different, the two, the light and the dark. So we want to come back in and go over the dark again. And you'll see it's really cool how that works. Whoops. All right. Hardly any difference. And you can just keep layering and get it to be darker. I think the second time really makes it pop more. And I think that's good. Okay. Then we're going to use the pale papaya, or one of these, the light pale papaya that we used on the front for the candle flames. And then bring in the wink of Stella to give it some glitter because they're really lit. In my mind, they're lit. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and put this onto the black. I don't know if I've told you guys before, but black is like my go-to for layering because I think it makes every color pop. I'm trying to get out of that, but it's so good. All right, so let me tell you again about the Stampin' Besties Club because we have 2 days before the signups are no longer for this month. We're working with the hand pen suite, and you get all the supplies needed except for the for the stamps and the ink. But everything else, okay, so here it is again with the good front. Isn't that pretty? Okay, let me show you the second one. All right, and then I've already made my 2 cards for July. We're doing Christmas in July. And oh my gosh, today I was looking at them and I was so excited, and I'm hoping that you guys come for that too. But it's $34 and $34, and you get the DSP, the cardstock. You get a half a pack of 12 by 12 DSP, ribbon, the doodads. This is what I call doodads, anything like this. And you get to come to our Zoom party where we put them together and you can do it with us. All right, so this is our second one. And this uses the cardstock or the DSP that is the in Expressions ink, but this is the half of the 12 by 12. And look at how beautiful this paper is. So I thought it looked kind of icy. So I took a piece and cut it down. Let me show you. Like this. And everyone's going to be different. So you can tell on this one that it's got more of the dark green in it than the light green. But I thought it was really pretty. And I love the stamp set too. That's going to be in August for the Besties. So go to my blog. I have links to it if you guys want to sign up. And that would be fun to be able to see you in the Besties group. And I really will be able to see you there because we see each other. So I am going to first stamp the mountains. And I'm doing those in Smoky Slate because this looked plain and I didn't know what to put here. And I thought mountains because that's a good thing to have when you have ice. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and put this towards the top, away from, I got to make sure it's straight. I don't want it to, mountains going uphill. Good. Okay. We also sell the PDFs for the Besties Club, just in case you guys are interested if you can't come. All right, so I'm using the brush from the one from before and just coming across the mountains a little bit, the tops. And it doesn't have much ink left, so I'm going to go back in with the balmy blue and just sponge a little bit at the top because otherwise it looks like a white sky. And I don't like that. You just got to be careful because you don't want it to go into your mountains. There we go. All right, and then before I take this away, since this is so white, I wanted to use the soft sea foam, which is what the colors are in here. So this one's quite a bit darker, but I don't want it to be so stark white. So I'm just going to sponge that just to add a little bit. See how that matches? Isn't that cool? I love Stampin' Up. Everything matches. Okay. So I'm going to set that aside. Close up my blue before I get it into something. Bring in a scrap, and I am going to stamp the same guy we did before. And this time we're going to make him so he's bowing instead of, well, he's not really bowing. He's giving a fish. We're going to have him, we're going to set him so he's sideways a little bit more. And then the one that has the party hat. I want him to be dark. Okay. And then we're going to do him here. Now there's 2 ways to do the fish in the mouth. When I first did it, let me stamp the fish twice because I need to do that. So we can bring back out the the die or the cover that we had and put this here and then stamp the fish so that it looks like it's behind. But this time I going to do it a little different, and then you can look at both of them and see which way you like it better. So let's color these guys. They're going to be the exact same as the ones that we had in the other one. So the dark papaya and the dark pumpkin pie, and then the hat is going to be in shaded spruce because that's the cardstock we're using, which I haven't brought out yet, which I should have, but I didn't. Okay. See, this is what happens. I talk to myself. Okay. So they all get colored the same because they're in the same, what do you call a group of penguins or puffins? I don't know. Sometimes I use white too. In one of my Christmas cards that I made, I used white as a border because I thought that that looked so pretty. All right, the fish is going to be gray. I don't know whether fish are gray, but that's what this fish is going to be. I used to fish all the time with my dad, and I loved it. So I'm going to color this one too. One, I'm not going to color the bow at all because I want it to be cut out so it can go into his mouth. Now, this is what I did for this one. Let's see. For each part that has a little bit, what I would say hanging over, where the pieces meet, I did the dark. And then I'm going to come in with the light. It's called a puffiny, a puffin. Puffinry? Puffinry? Oh, good job. Google is your friend, as my husband always tells me when I ask him a question because he doesn't know the answer. Okay, so that just gives it more of a dimension. I don't know if you can see that, but it does. It really looks good. Okay, I'm glad you looked that up. That's very interesting. So you're going to fussy cut these out, which I've already done because I try to do that ahead of time so we're not here forever. And you guys have seen people cut. Oops, I forgot to do the hat on video. Oops, one of my fishies is not in here. Of course he's not, because that would make it easy. Hold on, making sure. So I will have to cut out a fish. This is the one that's going to go in his mouth because I don't have the bow is going to be hidden in his mouth. And my scissors right here. So sorry that you have to watch me fussy cut, but we're doing okay at time, I think. So for the hat, I used the shaded spruce blends, the dark and the light, and the dark is on the inside where all of the circles are, or dots for the hat, and the light is everywhere else. I love that everything matches. It's the only reason why I joined Stampin' Up. Well, not the only, but I used to scrapbook all the time. Haven't done it in a while, but that made it so much easier to design my pages because I was always looking for colors that matched, like ribbons that matched the paper. All right, so we have them all done. Let's bring in the cardstock and I'll start doing that. So we're going to put these guys aside. I have a 5 and 7, 4 1/8 by 5 1/8 of gold. Yeah, I'm not a huge, I don't really care for fussy cutting, but if I have to, that's what if it needs it for the design, I'm going to do it. But I agree with you. I'd much rather watch somebody else do it than me do it. Okay, so this is the Shaded Spruce, 8.5 by 5.5. Here is a circle, the smallest circle in the layering circles. And I'm going to use the Shaded Spruce. I'm getting everything ready, and then we'll assemble right in the middle of my circle. Okay, so then we have that. Now, the one thing that I always do, which I highly recommend, is that I cut my centers out of my gold because I really want it to last long. So I stick it at the half inch mark right here, and start it at the half-inch mark on this side, and then come down to the 1/2 inch before it's done. Turn it all the way around, and then go back up. And then I put it at the 1/2 inch, and then I just meet these lines. Makes it so much easier, and then I have more gold to use for something else. Okay, I had to stand up to see. So if my voice sounded different because of the microphone, that's why. All right, so now we have that, and where's my piece? Oh, that's not it. It's the inside. Okay. I had it all right here. I'm telling you. Okay, so here we go. Then we are going to put this on top of here, and I'm not going to use too much tape on this because I want to be able to move it if I have to and not have it be too bad. And maybe this tape will last till the end of the video. Okay. So this just peaks, but look how pretty that is with that gold in that paper. I'm telling you guys, this is gorgeous. All right, then we have this, and we're going to put this on there. I don't know. It might work. Okay. Whoop. Too high. So I slid my calendar, my camera so it's closer. Can you tell that it's closer, and do you like it closer? Yes, I love this paper. That's why I had to do it for the Besties Club, because it was just too stunning to not use. All right, and I still didn't get it quite right. It's all crooked on this one end. Sorry, but if I can get it off without it messing up, I'm going to try. There we go. Maybe my gold is not. Okay, there you go. Yay! All right, so we have him. And now let me show you. So here he is, and I stamped him and then did the masking. So this fish is one piece with him. But I made him longer than he needed to be, so to make sure that, and it just made it a little bit more difficult. So I found out that you can't, well, I didn't find out, I figured it out, that you can have him just hold it like this and it'll be fine. So we are going to get a glue dot, and because he's already given him one present and now he has to give him the other one because he's very generous. Okay, and then we're going to do not glue dots, dimensionals, so that it all holds together, because that's kind of my way of making everything hold together. And I'm looking for my glue, it's really, I've got this little space. Oh, here it is. Found it. All right, so we're going to have that go over. One more. Dottie, you crack me up. Yes, I have stories for my cards. He is generous. This is a good friend of his. So he has to make sure that he is giving him good stuff. And what do puffins like? Fish. So that's what he's doing. All right, so we want him to be laying it down. Then we're going to go ahead and put a glue dot on the one on the ground that's all wrapped up and ready to go. And then here comes the birthday boy or girl, depending. I don't know. Thanks, Jan. I really enjoy having you come. I like all of you coming. Whoop, whoop. Okay, I'm going to put a small one at the top because I want to make sure that that holds up. And one on his beak. Okay. Okay. So cute. Okay, then we're going to do You're the Best, and I'm just going to have that flat because I don't think it needs to be popped up. It's going to take away from the birthday boy or girl. Then we have the gold gems that I want to add because we have gold throughout, so we want to make sure that we have gold gems to put on. And I am going to do a big one here and a little one. Put one big one on his hat. I know I'm covering up what I colored, but that's okay. All right. Sorry, I want to stick these back in because they will drop on my floor. Okay, so what do you do when you lose a die? I have been working all day and I was playing with the die. I cut it twice, saw it, then I went to go and put everything away and I could not find the die for the life of me. Like it was gone. I've looked on the floor, I've looked on the tables, I've looked under my computer. And I still cannot find it. It's driving me crazy. I don't want to vacuum because then it'll get sucked up. All right, so the sentiment says, to someone who makes others happy. Let's see if I can get this straight. Hopefully, if not, we'll turn it over. And then we're going to stamp another little puffin at the bottom because he needs to be sending his hellos. I just hate losing stuff and yeah, oh, that's a good idea. Putting a magnet on a stick. I just have been on the floor. My cat's watching me and I'm like rubbing the carpet trying to find, like if it's there, it's going to pop up. Well, so far, nothing. All right, so we're going to color him and then we're done other than putting him inside. I'm sure, I mean, it hasn't gone anywhere other than in this room. So I just have to, I guess, clean, which I hate doing that. Okay. Ah, my tape lasted the whole time. Okay. I always like to make sure I get it on there straight. The first time, there we go. Okay. So what do you guys think? I'm going to show my first one on the other one because it did come out much better. But when you, whoever wins can get the good one. I'll keep the one or I'll make another one. So, Pat, if you want to do the drawing to see who won, that would be awesome. Pat has someone at her house watching live. So if she wins, that's why, if she hasn't put in a comment. But she's going to enter all the names into that random name picker, and we'll see who won. But I have a magnet dish. I have 2 magnet dishes. It would help if I put them in there when I was done. I have one by my die and one on my table. That still did not help me to put it in there. So I'm just going to have to really look. Yeah. So we'll see who wins. Everybody is up for grabs on who gets it, but I love them both. I think they're so pretty. One is kind of fanciful and the other one is, I don't know. They're both so pretty. I don't know how you describe this one. Joy and Mary. Yay. So Joy is the one that's it's at Pat's house. So congrats, Joy. I'm glad you could watch with Pat. They're going to go out to dinner afterwards, so that's kind of fun. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this and that you come back next week because, like I say, every week, I don't know what I'm going to make, but it'll be fun because I always get a kick out of making my cards. And think about joining the Besties Club because it is a lot of fun and we have a blast. We laugh a lot. So, all right, girls, thank you for checking in, and I hope to see you again next week. And I'm going to go ahead. Oh, yes, please give a thumbs up. And Mary, did you say which one you wanted? And Joy, which one does Joy want? I didn't even ask. So let me know. You both have my text messages, so you can text me, and Pat can let me know. And this one, she wants that one. Okay. And Mary, if you want this one, I will make another one for you because I just love you. So just let me know what you guys want, or Joy's already told me. So Mary, just let me know what you want, and I will see you guys next week. Thank you.